What is up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new video of a Russian citizen and a Russian-born citizen bringing you out all the news that are coming out of Russia nearly daily. And you know what? I was researching a lot of information for all of you guys, and I am just appalled at the type of things that I see. Some of the things I can't even post on YouTube because it is just completely inhumane to do. You know, it's situations about the soldiers who came back from the Ukrainian war back into Russia doing crazy things like assaulting their neighbors, assaulting their wives, beating the heck out of them. It is unbelievable. And now it is the new Russian elite. Those are the type of people that are going to be teaching kids in schools on how to behave, how to live a life, and how to become a real man. For me, I find it unbelievable that they are letting those type of people communicate with kids and do things like this. Because there was a story about a guy who killed his neighbor, and then he got amnesty from Vladimir Putin because he went to the so-called special military operation, and he came back alive and started beating the heck out of his friend and sending the video of him doing that to her child. This is just unbelievable, and I just can't show this to you on YouTube, but you gotta believe me, and this is the new elite. This is the type of people who are living inside of Russia. Russia is doomed. The economics are doomed. The people are doomed because, like I said, those people returning from the battle zones are crazy maniacs who are in prisons for murders and all sorts of different charges. And now they're going to be the ones teaching the Russian population how to live. Oh my God, I just really find that unbelievable. But let's actually get into the news. Now, you know what? It's quite interesting at what's going on in Russia. It feels like Vladimir Putin is trying to get more control of Russia because I'm going to read this news out to you right now. Putin awarded his niece a rank equivalent to Rear Admiral. Vladimir Putin awarded his niece, State Secretary of the Ministry of Defense, Anna Tsivilieva, the rank of Active State Counselor of the 3rd class. This rank corresponds to the military ranks of Major General and Rear Admiral. Here's a bit of details for you. The decree does not explain why the president made such a decision. Before this, Tsivilieva did not have a rank in the photo posted on the Defense Ministry website. Now she's the only deputy minister without shoulder straps. You can see the photo right here. And a little bit of context for you guys. Tsevilieva's sudden career rise began on June 17, 2024, when Putin appointed her deputy defense minister. And on August 17, the president promoted Tsivilieva again, this time to the position of state secretary, deputy defense minister. In this position, she controls the bureaucratic machine of the defense ministry and acts as an intermediary between the defense ministry and parliament. Vladimir Putin is putting his own family in power right now. This can only mean one thing. Vladimir Putin right now is afraid of losing his power. He understands that he is being cornered up slowly but surely. And the only way to keep the control on Russia going one way or another, the best way is to place your own family in the high ranks so that they can defend him and control the bureaucratic system and be very close to the Ministry of Defense so that she will know what in reality is going on and how she can defend Vladimir Putin. Flippin' crazy, but this is the reality of what's going on in Russia. But this is a big sign that Vladimir Putin is getting weaker and that he is actually getting cornered up very quickly. Every news that we receive gives us a little bit of a hint of what is really going on in Russia right now. Now to another topic which is very interesting. At an Orthodox gymnasium in Vladikavkaz, Funnily enough, I actually drove through Vladikavkaz when I was escaping the mobilization. A primary school teacher was fired because she came to the assembly to mark the beginning of the school year in a blue blouse and a yellow skirt. Can you imagine this? She literally was fired because she wore yellow and blue clothes to the assembly mark of the beginning of a school year. How is this not Nazism right here at this point of time in Russia? Please tell me, guys, because firing somebody because she wore, like, you can wear literally, jeans are blue, so if you wear jeans and you put on a yellow jumper, you can get fired from that job. And in best case scenario, that's getting fired and not being sent to prison. Oh my God, I don't understand this. Now, this is done so that a representative of the new elite who had served several terms for murder would take her place and talk to children about the important things. This is what I was talking at the start of the video. So instead of having those teachers actually teach something, they're just going to be bringing the veterans from the so-called special military operation to teach the kids so that the propaganda and the ideology of Putin's Russia is set inside of the children's brain so that as they grow up, they will believe that he was a good person. Hopefully, not going to happen and something is going to change in Russia, but it doesn't seem that it's going to be happening very soon. Now let's get to another news topic right here. This is a 59-year-old nurse from Moscow, Olga Menshik, who is led into the courtroom in handcuffs. After this, she will be sent to a penal colony for 8 years for posts about atrocities of the Russian army in Bucha. At the same time, the court did not arrest an Orthodox blogger, though, and a war veteran who is suspected of raping his 11-year-old stepdaughter. When he was caught in bed with a child, he explained that he was giving her, I quote, a medical massage. This is perhaps all you need to know about the ideals that currently prevail in Russia. And this is a true story, guys. This guy was literally about to get arrested because he was in bed with a child, but he explained to the police and to the court that he was giving a medical massage under a blanket. What a sick government and a sick system that Russians are living in right now is unbelievable. So you arrest somebody who is practicing freedom of speech, but if you try to arrest some sicko, an absolute sicko who does not deserve to be walking this earth, is walking around freely and probably teaching people how to live life. Meanwhile, doing some disgusting stuff to children. This is just the new reality of Russia. It completely disgusts me. What do you guys think about this situation? Please tell me in the comment section on your opinions on what you guys think about this, because I don't even know what to say. I'm just disgusted at the whole situation. And every single news that I read from Russia feels like it's something from a completely different world. Completely different world. Because this is just the type of things that you would be probably hearing from North Korea. But now you hear that from Russia. Unbelievable. Now, guys, if you still have not subscribed to this channel, please do it so right now and hit the like button. And if you do enjoy a bit of car content, we will be having a video coming about cars on my second channel. The links are going to be in the description. It's called Sanctioned Drive. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy car content. So go ahead and do that if you want to do it right now. Now, let's get into another topic. Goebbels TV said they could make a huge territory of Ukraine uninhabitable. Let's check out this video. We could have made that huge territory uninhabitable, like Israel is doing in the Gaza Strip. But we didn't do that. How is that situation different from ours? Because our people live there. Wow, so really they're saying that the Russian army does not do that because their own is living there? What are they talking about? I'm specifically going to attach this photo of Ugledar so that you could see what kind of habitable territory the Russian liberators are leaving behind. Yes, guys, does this look like a habitable land to you? Does this look like a thriving city where children are going to be running around the streets, playing around the place? I don't think so. Why are they not showing those images on Russian television? Because they are scared that the Russian population is going to be finding the reality of what the Russian military is doing right now. Unbelievable. And they say this type on television, and I'm pretty sure that those guys talking on television know the reality. They know the reality, but they're just getting that Kremlin money to say all this stuff, get paid a little bit more, make a few $1,000s more, but brainwash the Russian citizens and keep them being sheep. Russian citizens right now are being like sheep. You know, when you get brainwashed, it's hard to understand that other news that you're able to see from other countries is the reality. A lot of people don't understand it. A lot of people think that, you know, big news networks in Russia cannot lie because, you know, they will have to be answering for that. There's no way. The Russian media cannot tell lies, but they do. And that's all they do. When you see a Russian TV journalist or a Russian TV presenter moving his lips, you know that he's lying. Let's get to the next news. And this news is just, you know, this just shows where Russia is going to be heading towards. Russia is finalizing the issue of excluding the Taliban from the list of terrorist organizations. Wow. An organization that does not allow women to get an education, for women to walk outside by themselves, or for women to even sing. You cannot even listen to radio in Afghanistan, apparently, in cars. The actions of the Taliban are aimed at establishing order and maintaining stability in Afghanistan. Establishing pragmatic cooperation through special services is a mutual of interest. That is what the FSB director said. And there was an update of this story as I was speaking because the decision to remove the Taliban from the list of terrorist organizations has already been made at the highest level. But legal procedures must be followed. Russian presidential representative for Afghanistan, Kabulov, has said. So basically, Taliban is no longer going to be a terrorist organization in Russia. Now it is a very good friend of Russia. Very nice. Nothing better than having your country befriending countries like North Korea and Afghanistan under Taliban control. What could possibly go wrong? Why couldn't of Russia be friends with the West? Creating great ties with Europe, great ties with the United States, and I'm pretty sure it could have done that. But instead, we got a psycho leader that has no idea what he's doing, making friends with the worst countries you could be friending. And I'm not talking about the citizens of those countries. I'm talking about the rulers of those countries. Oh my God. I actually don't think that I'll be returning to Russia in the next 10 years for sure, because there's no way that something is going to change. There has to be a miracle happening for something to change like that in Russia. To the next news, several drones were shot down in Voronezh region. One of them fell on the territory of an oil depot. An empty tank caught fire. According to preliminary data, there are no casualties. So there's no casualties, and apparently it was an empty tank. But the fire is really big, as you could see in the video right here. A fire broke out in the village of Osensi in Perm-Krai on the territory of a private oil storage facility. The fire covered 10,000 square meters. Two versions of the cause fire are being established: careless handling of fire and emergency operation of electric equipment. So They're not saying that it was a drone that struck the oil depot, which makes sense. The fire was probably because somebody was having electrical problems or somebody was having a cigarette, as usual, in an oil depot, because that's what you do in Russia. There's no way that an oil depot just can randomly go on fire. We could see that this is probably works of another country. Probably could be Ukraine. I'm not sure. It has to be seen. So it could have been an inside job. It could have been an outside job. But we could see that definitely somebody is targeting the oil reserves and the oil manufacturing, oil refining inside of Russia to make sure that Russia is going to start struggling with gasoline prices, which will drive the economy to become more expensive and for the Russian citizens to actually start asking questions. Now, to the last news is very interesting. You know, most of us listen to music. And obviously in Russia, we have our own streaming services. And the news or Russian music streaming services will label foreign agent performers. So if you're considered a foreign agent, you are going to be tagged in the Russian streaming services. And if you are tagged that way, there's no way you're going to be getting monetization from the Russian streaming services. So basically, they're cutting off every single person. For example, an artist who makes music who's against war and has publicly spoke about it and creates music will no longer be able to make money from those streaming services. Not a big surprise. They're going to be using the biggest streaming services to do it in Russia, which is Yandex, VK Music, and all that stuff. So they're trying to really tighten the bolt on the propaganda that is happening in Russia right now. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I hope you found it very informative. And if you did, hit the like button and the subscribe button to not miss out any of the upcoming videos, because we are returning to the normal schedule where we are going to be uploading very, very frequently. And I will also like to remind you guys that every Sunday we have a live stream that you guys can join in. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.